The third episode of Hanebado is finally an episode on Hanesaki Ayano, the person the series is named after. However, this episode is told through Eleanor's point of view, meaning we weren't able to get a look into how Ayano truly feels and thinks, but because of this, we were able to learn more about Eleanor. I guess two birds with one stone. Anyways, the episode starts off with a series of flashbacks into Ayano's past from Eleanor's point of view. In the first flashback, we see a young Ayano playing badminton with her mum. She was full of passion for the sport and her love for the sport is made very obvious. Then it cuts to an older Ayano, while in junior high, where we learn that she has quit the badminton club as the team was weak, but more importantly, her mum told her to. Her mum seems to care an awful lot about winning. She doesn't seem to care all too much about Ayano's feelings. The Ayano in the flashback didn't seem to be very happy about quitting the school club, but her mum told her to, thus she did, as she clearly cares a lot about her mum and what she says and does deeply affects Ayano. The last of the series of flashbacks is of Ayano quitting badminton due to her mum. Later in the episode, a little more detail is given on why she decided to quit, and I'll talk about that then. As the story cuts back to present time, the I Love Myself girl introduced at the very end of episode 2 finally gets a name, Serigaya Karuka. She's the first year ace of Konan High School, probably some super prestigious badminton powerhouse. Anyways, we learned that Karuka views Ayano as her rival. However, in the game that they played, we see that she dominated Ayano with the score of 21-8. For some reason, Ayano seems to be afraid of her, or at the very least, she's really uncomfortable around her. Anyways, Karuka comes across as your typical rich, spoiled rat that does whatever she wants. She's a little haughty, also a little vain and superficial. Anyways, back to the reason for Ayano quitting badminton. Well, it's kind of related to Karuka, or at the very least, Ayano thinks it is, as her mother left her after she lost against Karuka. Whether she did or not, we don't know, but from what we've seen, it seems to be the case. And Ayano seems to believe in this. As a result of this, Ayano thought that if she kept winning, her mom will come back, but instead, she was greeted with the news of her mother coaching another girl. This broke Ayano, thus it made her feel that she had no reason to continue with badminton. Anyways, Eleanor decides to ask Nagisa to play a game with Ayano to get Ayano back into badminton. And from the end result, I guess she made the right choice. She asked the right person. The episode concludes with a shot of Ayano and Eleanor's completed club submission forms. I personally feel that Ayano's problem was resolved a little too quickly. How does a game in the park all of a sudden change her decision of quitting badminton? It can't be that all of a sudden she realized how fun badminton is during that game. If so, what was so special about it? Can't be just because it's played in the park and reminded her of her childhood, right? She quit the game because of her mom, but this problem doesn't get resolved, so I don't know why all of a sudden she let it go and decided to continue with badminton. One thing that I really like about Hanebado is that everyone so far seems to have their own problems. So far, all of the characters that's got a bit more screen time all have some kind of internal conflict. In this episode, we've got to look into what Eleanor is dealing with, jealousy. More specifically, jealousy over badminton, or rather how Ayano seems to have so much fun playing it and she feels neglected. But because of what a great friend she is, she decided to put aside her own little problems and get Eleanor back into badminton, even though this might put her back on the sideline again. But she feels that Ayano's happiness is more important. And she knows just how much badminton means to Ayano and just how much she loves it. The inner drama of the side characters add depth not only to them as a character but also to her overall story. It was great to see her coming to terms with her inner demon as Ayano did the same. One little problem with this was I felt that it was resolved a little too quickly. I was left a little confused how everything all of a sudden got resolved. Complaint aside, this was another highly enjoyable episode from Hanebado. Nothing much to complain about other than the speed at which the characters' inner drama get resolved. A little more time on how they reached their conclusion would have been highly appreciated, or a clear explanation of how they resolved their problems. Eleanor's one, I can put one and one together myself, but for Ayano, I need some assistance.